Islam hates us. There's something there that there's a tremendous hatred there. There's a tremendous hatred. We have to get to the bottom of it.
Huh?
There is an unbelievable hatred of us.
In Islam itself?
You're going to have to figure that out, okay? You'll get another Pulitzer, right? But you're going to have to figure that out. But there is a tremendous hatred, and we have to be very vigilant. We have to be very careful, and we can't allow people coming into this country who have this hatred of the United States.
I guess the question is...
And of people that are not Muslim.
I guess the question is there a war between the West and radical Islam, or is there a war between the West and Islam itself?
It's radical, but it's very hard to define. It's very hard to separate because you don't know who's who.
Most of what we know about the world comes from screens, but what happens when those screens distort the truth? For many Muslims, media misrepresentation isn't just an abstract idea, it's something personal. Growing up in the US, I remember watching the news after tragic events and feeling scared about how people might feel about me the very next day. Islam, a faith practiced by nearly 2 billion people, is often reduced to a stereotype. Violent, extreme, foreign. Today, let's break down how these narratives form, why they stick, and why they matter. Research has shown a clear pattern. Western media tends to portray Islam primarily through the lens of danger and conflict. After 9/11, news coverage of Muslim countries exploded, but almost always through stories of terrorism or war. When the only narratives people see about Muslims involve violence, those images embed themselves into public opinion. Studies show that constant exposure to negative stories lead to stronger anti-Muslim attitudes. So it's not just about reporting, it's shaping how people think. The bias isn't always loud. Often it hides in small language choices. Words like radical, extremist, or fundamentalist get attached to Islam so often that they almost become automatic. Even worse, violence by Muslims is often explained through religion. Violence by others, explained through mental health, personal history, or politics. This double standard quietly reinforces the idea that Islam itself is the problem, when that couldn't be farther from the truth. But there are cracks in the system. Digital platforms like YouTube, TikTok, and podcasts allow Muslims to share their own stories. For example, travel content showing everyday life in Muslim countries challenges media narratives that focus only on conflict. When people see families, students, artists, and communities, they begin to recognize humanity, not just headlines. These voices don't erase the harms of negative coverage, but they offer an alternative that's long overdue. Media misrepresentation takes a real toll. Muslim youth often grow up feeling misunderstood or left out. I remember classmates making assumptions about my family or my beliefs simply because of what they saw in the news. No malice, just misinformation. But experiences like this, they build up, and they shape identity and belonging. Imagine being viewed through suspicion before you even open your mouth. That's the emotional cost of years of distorted storytelling. Fixing this starts in two places: journalism and education. Journalists need to recognize bias, expand their sources, and include Muslim voices when reporting on Muslim communities. Asking simple questions like whose voice is missing can change everything. And schools need to teach media literacy, helping students understand how narratives are built and how to question framing. When people know how to analyze media critically, stereotypes lose their power. We all have a role in changing the story. The next time you read a headline, pause. Ask what's being emphasized and what's being left out. Muslims deserve representation that reflects their full humanity, not just fear-driven stereotypes. The more we question the stories we're told, the closer we get to the truth and understanding. Thank you for watching. and for choosing curiosity over assumption.